Hey, Algebra kids, this is Dr. Callahan with week 14, Monday. How are you guys doing? I hope you had a wonderful week. So pause the video and answer the following 3 questions for your warm-up. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at your warm-up first before we actually get started. So here it's your vertex, which is a little pointy thing right here. And the location of that vertex is at -3, and you're going up 4. Okay, so then from here, you notice that it's a parabola, which means the parent function is going to be an x squared. It's also a sad face parabola, so there's going to be a negative x squared in front of that. So then from that, I'm going to say y is equal to negative x, and it's a -3, so it has to be a +3 inside the parentheses squared, plus 4. If you look at the shape of the parabola, it looks a little bit narrow, which means this number here has to be greater than 1 to make it more skinnier and narrower. So this is a good way of thinking that this could be a possible answer. All right, so with that said, let's go ahead and turn over to your guided notes for today. So first thing to have you guys do is make sure you go to week 14, Monday of your guided notes. In class, you're going to have this part right here, which are a bunch of sheet protectors that you're going to be writing the following questions on. But if you do not have this on your guided notes, you're welcome to just write it on a separate piece of paper, and that's totally fine. So we're going to be practicing on a few transformations of graphs. So here is number 1. So for the first one, if I take a look at this, I'm going to go ahead and compare this to the parent function. Okay, so then looking at the equation right here, remember that your k is either going to go up or you are going to go down. So a positive k means you go up, negative k means you go down. H is a little bit of opposite. So if you have a negative h, it means you go to the right. If you have a positive h, you go over to the left. A is going to be, if A is bigger than 1, it's going to be a narrow parabola like this. And then if A is greater than 1, it is going to be a wider parabola like this. Okay, and then keep in mind that if it's a positive A, it's right side up. If it's a negative A, it's sad face. Okay, so then for the first one, as I'm looking at this, you gotta ask yourself, okay, so here's a 3, but that 3 is on the other side, so I'm gonna move it over. So I'm gonna add or minus a 3 on both sides. If I move it on both sides, I have a -4. So I'm gonna go down 1, 2, 3, 4. This means I'm gonna go over to the right or left, 1, 2. Here's my vertex, -2, -4, and it is a regular happy face. And that's your first graph. Now let's go on to the second graph. Okay, so for the second graph, same thing over here. You gotta move that 1 over. So I'm gonna add the 1 on both sides, which is a -4. So with this one, I'm gonna go over to the left, or down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, left 2. But here with the A, it is bigger than 1, which means my graph is gonna be narrow. So my parabola is a narrow parabola like that. All right, let's go on to number 3. So this is number 3, by the way. For number 3, same thing, move that over. You're gonna have an add 2, which is an 8. So I'm gonna go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then from 8, this is gonna be over to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a 2, so it's gonna be narrow. And it's also upside down. So from there, I'm gonna draw a narrow shaped parabola like this. And just keep in mind your vertex, don't forget to label it, is going to be -5, 8. All right, so this is number 4. Subtract the 6 on both sides. You get a -9. Go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So sorry, you're going to go a little bit further down than you wanted. -4 means you go to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. And looking at this right here, it's just going to be a regular shaped parabola because there's a 1 in front of that. And that is your answer. Okay, so now that we've practiced this for a while, I'm gonna have you guys go ahead and do this on your own. So I'm going to show you guys a series of posters, and you're going to go ahead and graph both of those on the same line. Okay. So for the first one, go ahead and take a look at this. This is an absolute value, so it's going to be V-shaped. So pause the video and go ahead and graph poster number 1. There are 2 of them. Here's poster number 2. I'll help you guys with this one. So with this one, it is the left 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is your graph. Then you also want to graph the other one as well. This one is 10 to the right, 1 or left 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Poster 3, pause the video and go ahead and graph this one. Poster 4. Poster 5. Let's take a look at poster 5. So for poster 5, it's still an absolute value, so it's going to be in a V shape. So 2 down, 6 to the left. So -6, 2 down. It's upside down, but it's 2 over 3, which means that A is smaller than 1, which means it's going to be wider, like that. Then let's go ahead and graph the second one. So this is 1 down, 1 to the left, and it is a 2, which means it's going to be narrow. Okay, so 1 down, 1 to the left, it's a happy face, so narrow, like that. Here's poster number 6. Pause the video, graph the following questions. 7, 8. Poster number 9. Number 10. Number 11. Okay, so then on poster number 11, it's asking you to create your own equation with a skinny graph, happy face, and a vertex at 2, 3. So I'm going to go ahead and create mine, and mine is going to be something that looks like this. I know that if the vertex is going to be at 2, 3, that means D is going to be a positive 3, C is a negative 2, and if it's a sad face, it's going to be a negative A, and if it's skinny, that means it has to be a bigger number than 1. Okay, so those are my criteria. So I'm going to say 1 is equal to negative 3, x minus 2 plus 3. And then when you're done with yours, go ahead and graph it. So with poster number 12, you're going to create an equation with a wider graph. It's going to be a sad face, and the vertex is at -1, -4. And lastly, poster number 13, create an equation with a normal graph, a sad face, and vertex at 0, -4. All right, you guys, your exit ticket today is the following. So make sure you answer the following question for your exit ticket. And after this, we're going to move on to the next part. Actually, that is it. So I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.